Alright, I'm Jamie Smith and we're here today on Farnham Angling Society's Bad Shot League Big Pond. We're here for the Junior Fishing 2010, it's been organised by my mate Dave Benton. And we've basically got 9 young lads of varying different capabilities and they're here to learn how to carp fish. So we're going to teach them about rigs, watercraft, etiquette, we're going to teach them casting, and first and foremost we're going to teach them about carp care. So come check it out and we'll show you how we teach them.
Right then, we're here today, Bad Shot League Big Pond, 24-hour teaching. What we are going to do for you lads in this next 24 hours is we are going to teach you everything we know. If you've got a question, you ask it. The first thing we're going to start off with is a fish care, which is the most important thing in fishing. Because if you don't look after them fish, you're not going to catch them tomorrow, next week, in the next year. So that's what we want to do. We want to make sure you know how to handle them, how to photograph them, how to look after them, if they need any treatments upon them, how to do it. We've got Adrian, who's going to give us a hand with some casting tips and stuff like that. We're going to split you up into groups of 3. There'll be 3 casting, 3 doing PVA bag stuff, 3 doing rigs. But if there is any other questions you want to ask, when you go off to your swims, don't be scared to ask it. Because we're not mind readers and we can't tell you the answer if you don't ask it. So hopefully over the next 24 hours we're all going to catch some carp and we're all going to catch some cats. And before you go tomorrow, you're all going to get a decent sized goodie bag which was donated from Nash and Sonu Baits, and I mean it's an excellent bag, it costs you nothing just for you turning up, and if you show some enthusiasm we've got a trophy for the most improved angler. Not the one who catches the biggest fish, but the one that we think has listened the most, showed the most sort of promise, as if they're going to go on and use everything that we've shown you today. We're going to give you a little trophy which will get engraved and your name will go up on the website, and that's it. You've got, you know, and that's something no one can ever take away from you, because this will be the first one that's ever been given. Alright, so hopefully we're all going to catch some fish in the next 24 hours.
Right, number 1. Right, what you got to do is get everything ready, yeah? If you get a fish in like the middle of the night or something like that, and all your stuff isn't in position, yeah? You're going to net the fish, and then you're going to spend ages mucking around and basically trying to find your mat, trying to find your sling, and all of that type of thing. So what we've got the fish over there, it's in the net, and you've always got to make sure that the net's in a suitably deep margin area, yeah? You don't want it on any shallow water, the fish will basically might damage itself. So always make sure that your net, when you're fishing it, is in a suitably deep area, yeah? Because there's like a slightly higher oxygen content in that type of water. So make sure your net's secure, you get everything ready. So you can see here, I've got 2 mats. I mean basically we've got a load of mats available here, courtesy of Farnham Angling Society. They've been very forward thinking. They've got mats on site which get dried out, and basically they're getting rid of the idea that people are bringing wet mats, wet slings and wet nets onto the water which might harbour carp diseases and transfer the diseases into the water. So, wet everything down, okay? Now the reason you wet everything down is to minimise slime removal of the fish. If everything's nice and wet, okay, you can put the fish on all of this, put the fish on the mat here, and it's not going to remove any slime. But you've always got to apply a bit of the carp care product. Essentially, it kind of sanitises the area, cleans the area, and ensures that no infections and stuff kind of set in. I mean, that was really good. So we've got the fish ready to come out. My trusty assistant Dave is going to bring the fish over. It's a nice little common around the double finger mark. Right now, number 1. When you're lifting the fish out of the water, say the fish is in the water upright, yeah? Yeah, he's got like a little peck there. When it's in the water, before you lift the net, and this is very important, always make sure the fins are flat. So as you can see, now before we do our photos, again what we've got to do is just apply a bit more water. You've got to make sure that the water's clean. You don't want any bits of rubbish in there or anything like that. And just pour a little bit over the fish and into his gills, a little bit into his gills there. There's dissolved oxygen in the water, not very much, but it just keeps them more comfortable, okay? So, when we go to hold it up for the photographs, what we do, you've got your index finger here, yeah? And these other three fingers. Your index finger goes this side, the tail side of the anal fin, always, okay? And then your three fingers here support it underneath. Your other hand holds underneath the pec, underneath the pectoral fin, because that's a bony area. You don't want to squash up any of their guts or anything like that, alright? That's exactly where you want to hold them. And basically you hold them up to the camera, get a couple of shots. If you're well happy with that, just need a couple of good ones, because you don't want him out of the water for too long. You take them back sling style. And by that I mean the fish is in the sling, yeah? And then you've got your mat here, and you keep him low to the ground. Right, get someone to help you get the mat out of the way. Right, nice and deep here, so no problem. What we do, slip the sling out from under him. Right, you've got to make sure, don't push them back into the water, let them get their breath back, okay? So you'll see, you'll start breathing properly this one, and his pecs will start going, you get like oxygen bubbles coming out of their gills, okay? You'll start gulping, and you'll just get his breath back. Sometimes you might have to hold him for a fair while. If you've had a... There we go. See, and he swam away from me.
You want to make sure it's all nice and spread out. Push it through. Just clip it into place. Now obviously underneath you've got a tension strap as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
So you just need to pull the tension strap through. What we do is we just get that like that. Sorted.
So if you're not fishing very far out, you really want to try and just work your things in. If you can bang it in with a mallet, I can work it in my hand. That's a certainty. The only thing you won't do is put it into solid concrete, but then you won't be fishing on it anyhow.
If you're sat in your bivvy, with all your doors all closed on you, especially the side panels, you can't see a fish that's coming up over there. If you can't see the fish, you can't cast to it. You can't cast to it, you can't catch it. Right, so you have it as wide open as you can, which is why I like using a brolly system, because you've got everything open in front of you. Generally, I normally sit next to me rods on a bucket, looking around. Yeah, because there's no point sat here for a weekend, 4 hours, 10 days, whatever, behind dead rods if you're not seeing a fish. If I see them lumping over there, I'll cast, pack up, move. If you're stuck in there and you can't see them, you just sat here all weekend for no reason. Yeah?
Well, basically, I'm going to be showing you the John Mackerel today. It's one of my favourite big fish rigs, and it's just so simple to tie really. I've got some 20-pound strip tees, and all we do is just really just tie an overhand loop in the end, about sort of an inch long. Just tight. Basically we've got just your hook link with 2 loops on either end of it. We've got a little rig here I use quite a lot on day ticket lakes. It's a Fox size 8 long shank hook and a bit of shrink tube on it to help kick it over, and a little blowback bit of silicone on it, and on that we're going to attach a cell boilie and a little dumbbell and a pineapple 10mm pop-up which will balance it out, and it will sit on the bottom like that. And that pop-up helps get rid of all the weight of the metal and that the fish can detect. And yeah, I'll show you how you shrink that tube down. I've boiled a kettle. It removes all the wax that the coating has on it, doesn't it? And it makes the braid a bit more supple, helps it flip over better. But yes, it's shrunk down nice now. I've just got to angle it in. soften it up by dunking it back in, and you can angle it to where you want it. It basically helps flip the hook over, it turns it, increases the gape of the hook. Instead of from the point to the eye, you've now got from the point to the basically the top of the shrink tube, and it just means there's more there to grab the flesh. What does it feel like? Yeah? Might be worth putting a few more spods and mixes out there. Swans are eating everything else, but in amongst them the carp have been taken. Yeah, he's alright, nice meal.
Get down low on top of him, mate. If he's going to flip and that, almost apply the pressure on top of the fish, you know.
Nice slate grey back to it.
That's it. Well held, mate. You happy with that one?
Yep. Wicked.
Nice one.
Once that clutch starts slipping, just pull the rod back and then wind down to it. Slowly keep coaxing it in.
Keep your rod up. You always got to keep it bending, though.
Down to the side to the other line. Might get another bite on that in a minute to be around it. Don't lose that hook.
No, I'm not.
That white thing out there. One right next to it.
That's it, mate.
So what you're going to end up having to do is walk it backwards, because then you'll be able
Walk
to
back a
line
little
up
bit,
the
mate.
line. Sort of try and keep your rod up at high above your head. You know, always have these last minute daffers as well.
Keep the rod up, mate. Keep the rod up. Keep the bend in the rod. You don't ever want to point your rod at the fish, because the rod cushions like the lunges of the fish. That's it. Walk back a little bit. Lift a bit. One at a time. Lift your rod up. Lovely fish. Nicest fish I've seen so far, that one.
Lift him up. Get a bit
That's it.
squarer. There you go.
Cracking.
Scrape the double on a zig rig. Over deck zig, some floaters spotted round it. That'll do.
That'll do nicely.
Will do.
Well done.
In a bright coloured bit of corn, yeah?
Let it free.
It's alright. Free, I like free. Free is good. It means you haven't got to spend money. Right, so we've got a bit of plastic there. All we're going to do, the bit of plastic is there, is take the weight out of the hook, okay? Now, with a bottom bait rig, what is the difference between that boilie, yeah, and that boilie right now? What's the difference between the two of them right now? Right, so they both would come up together if the fish sucks, because prone to a lot of people believe is that.
So
they
would
can
they
see
go
colour.
for that bait before the other ones?
Well, it can go against you or it can go with you. Me personally, I think it goes with you, because if a fish is swimming past and he sees some big visual aid in his face, why do they do fluoro pop-ups? Because you are fishing a single bait, there's a fluoro, there's a real eye catcher, fish sees it, goes in, dives in, has it, yeah? So we've got a big visual aid on it.
Yeah, I'll definitely recommend that to
That's a
that
proper
go,
big
that
fish
is,
rig though,
yeah.
isn't it? It's
awesome.
yeah, it's brilliant for big fish.
Does that any work? Yeah,
You're catching them, aren't you?
catching
Use
the
it wherever.
margins anyway, yeah.
That's a perfect rig for actually lowering down the fish
Just
in
down
the block little control routes in the
Yeah.
margins and whatever. There's nothing better than it because it literally you just lower it down and you just sit straight up. It's right in the face.
Would
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
There's hundreds of ways of fishing it. It's not like a set way to fish that particular rig.
My preferred way is to just catapult sort of 10 or 15 ballies around it. Like, I don't really like to fish and pop up over a spod mix or anything because they're feeding on the head.
Yeah, they're
right
all the
tight
little
bottom.
particles and that. They pop.
Like not exactly what you do with a bottom bait rig, just strip it off. So, tie loop as normal.
I reckon the one to the right. I reckon the one to the right.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, easy, man.
Spooking themselves, aren't they?
Come on.
On them.
Oh, nice.
Nice. I got one.
How many you had, boys? It's the second bite, 2 casts. Over depth zigs, mate. Oh, what?
Tighten up the clutch.
Yeah, stop, don't wind when it's doing that noise.
What noise?
That just let the rod do its work. Then.
Now can I pull? I mean,
No, wait, so wind down to it, wind down to it, wind real. You keep the rod bent while you wind down, and then you pull back like that, then start winding. That's it, take over doing so.
this is
Like that. Swum into it, didn't he?
There you go, mate.
oh, wicked.
Nice.
Bigger than my beard, fish about.
Now my finger's gone under its fins.
You get a fish facing you with its dorsal, it's easy to pick them up that way.
You've got a bit of water.
Slide your hands underneath them.
Stay here in case it flips.
You'll be alright.
Right, so what you got to do, that's it, you get that finger there, these other fingers here, I bring the fish more along
Get
here.
the weight of its shoulders on your arm.
Get your hand underneath him. No, not round that peck.
Down what?
Like flat, that's it. So hold your hand,
Couldn't do that.
you're holding your hand under there, yeah?
Yeah.
Keep it like there. Now this one's almost controlling the back end of the fish. Can you see what I mean? Hold it a little bit further forward.
Got to let the fish make you feel
That's it.
confident.
That's it, hold it up.
You've got to look into the lens of the camera.
There we go. New personal best for Billy.
Yeah. Right. Bend your elbows, lift it higher. Lift it higher. You'll catch it if it goes. Like that.
Yeah, put your legs in.
Got it,
It's
Dave?
going to start going, I can feel it. See?
Lovely.
Yeah.
It's no good being able to sit with your rods if the fish are out 100 yards and you can't cast to them and you can't move to them. So the basics part of fishing is having a good solid rod, yeah, 2 3/4, 3 pound test curve. It hasn't got to be the most expensive rod in the world. Good reel, and line lay is important. If you've got a reel with your line and you've got a large lip at the end of it, your line's going to cause friction, it's going to slow it down from coming off. Now, the positive part of it is getting your stance right. At the minute, all my weight is on my back foot, yeah? I can pretty much lift my foot off the floor, yeah? Arm right up as high as you can get it. Yeah, my right arm is locked. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring it through with my arm locked, and I'm going to keep it going at 45 degrees, yeah? So what I'm going to do is bring it through, weight forward, and send it out.
And then just fishing a fake hook bait in the middle. Hopefully trying to pick a few off, but they're being a bit temperamental at the moment. There was a few around just now having a feed, but they seem to have drifted off into the snags at the back. So, a bit of a struggle to try and get a bite at the moment.
Seconds. So you got a Pac-Man in now, and that's looking good, isn't it?
Yeah, mate.
playing on that?
To your pop-up.
You play fish on back line. Might have to learn how to play
Well, I
on
don't
the
know
clutch.
if he was using a rig phone.
I'll get you.
Yeah.
Or you could use like cork.
Yeah, cork, foam, pop-ups.
The secret is to shorten the line as quick as possible. You start kicking up when it gets under the rod tip. You do on that tree. It's a carp, isn't it? Right. What you've got to do is take it steady because the hook angles around the lead, you see.
Yeah.
So that'll be a bit of a weak point. Not a monster, so.
Is that how you land them on zigs?
Yeah, it's such a long hook length. It's easy if you've got a mate with you, like, you know. When you're on your own, it's really hard.
I've seen people using like huge landing nets. You ready to do this?
Just stay on the surface when he's ready. When he stays on the top, take that step backwards. See, I ain't yet. My arms aren't that long.
Running.
What be a big one, but he's fighting now. Turn the fish's dorsal towards your body, right?
So like that way?
Yeah, that's it. So you slide your hands under and then he's like up.
Lovely.
Yeah, there's fish out there, mate.
Lovely little fish, mate. Yeah, mate, take over from Nige. Keep your rod up, don't let the rod down.
There you go. Quite a powerful rod, so it'll feel heavy.
Is that on a zig?
Yeah, they're all on zigs. Yeah, away from another line again, mate. It's a long hook link, so when it comes closer, get the rod down that way. Mirror. You've got to keep the old rod quite bent because that lead wiggling around all over. Side. That's it. Street. Alright, we're going to hold this a sec. Done.
Right, so before we lift the fish out of the water, what do we do?
Check for the pets.
That's it. Sweet. Oh, look at that. Fair play,
you get
mate.
there, you might get your knees wet, but the fish is important. So, do you remember how to pick them up?
Yeah. Is it what one?
One there. Well, them two fingers round that fin. So you put those two forward.
Yeah.
There. Slide your other hand underneath until that finger goes there.
What finger?
This finger is to this.
That
You've
is
got
the
to sort
nicest
of pick
looking
him up
carp I've
and
seen caught
feel
so far.
confident when you pick them up, because I'm sure they can sense when you're not confident.
When he flaps, get down low over him.
Yeah, like that. Slide your hands into place. He gets slimy, but that's alright. Your hands right under.
Lovely. Look at that. Beautiful fish, mate. Well done.
Smile. Yeah.
Lovely.
You've got a shed full of it.
Exactly.
Got a shed
You
full
can
of it.
wind up a little bit of that slack.
That's it, about there.
That lead don't fly up, Chris. I don't,
no lead on there.
No, that's just come off.
Sandy then.
So then we're just working well. We did. Been on half hour.
Right, now we come to the end of the 24 hours and that, and the kids I think have all had a really good time. They've been absolutely brilliant. Couldn't have asked for a better bunch of lads. They've done the fish care thing with Jamie to start off with and that. We've had Adrian showing them some casting techniques and stuff like that, which improved their fishing massively. But Chris and Ryan doing some rig talks and stuff like that. I've showed them a little bit about catfishing and about how to handle cats and stuff like that, because they will have come across them in the lake at this sort of, you know, because it is this time of the year, this is when the cats do come out. I think they've all had a really, really good time, so hopefully they'll all be back again next year. And I couldn't ask for a better bunch. Right, here we go, Elliot. One of those for you. One of those for you. And any choice of any of the other little mash bits that we got here, mate? No. Top choice, mate.
Cheers.
Right.
Pop-ups as I use.
Come on in, mate. One of those. One of those. One of those. You want them? There you go. What do you want?
One of them.
Alright? Thanks. No problem whatsoever, mate. Grab one of these.
Grab one of them. What are you after? Ooh.
Yeah, I knew that them ones
Yeah.
take long. You had done all of them.
One of them, mate.
There you go. Nice one.
One of them.
I'm going to see if you pick what I think you might pick.
Don't forget that.
What are you going to pick?
What are you going to pick, mate?
Yeah.
Two.
He's told you.
Oh.
Wind them up, you little sticks.
Yeah, one of them, mate. Go on. One of them.
So it is as well.
One of them as well.
Fantastic.
Can I have you all around for a minute, because we've got this little thing with the trophy. At the start of it, I said we were going to give a trophy away to the most improved, or the one that showed the most sort of enthusiasm towards it. It's been ridiculously hard, and I can honestly say
It's been horrible.
we have all had chats about it and tried to work things out and all the rest of it and that. So we've had to come to a conclusion, and obviously someone's got to get it, ain't they?
Me.
Right, so I hope you ain't going to be too disappointed with it. But I'm going to get one for every single one of you from the club. So you're all going to win it, the first one.
We've all come on. You've
Every
all,
single one of you, I think, has been absolutely outstanding in the behaviour and the way that you've actually done everything. You know, I think you've all come away with something which is going to help you for later on, and hopefully we'll see you again next year. Yeah?
Yep.
All right then, lads. Well, cheers. Thanks very much.
Cheers, Dave.
Right.
Cheers.
Pick it up.
We've come to the end of the 24 hours, and I think we finished it in the best possible way. A couple of fish on the bank, everyone happy. So all I've got to do is just say thanks very much to all the helpers, all the kids, and just give us all a good cheer up. Yeah, lads? Right?
Yep.
Ready? Go on. Thumbs up.
Calm.
Cheers. Nice one.
Good job, boys.